Many churches and other houses of worship around the country will remain closed for services this weekend because of the pandemic. The Potter's House megachurch, led by Bishop T.D. is among them. The congregation with 30,000 members has suspended in-person church activities until further notice. Bishop T.D. joins us now from Dallas. Bishop, it's so great to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Anthony.
Faith and worship, so much of that is about community. How do we maintain community when we're being asked to be in isolation?
You know, I think it's we have the extreme advantage of technology. So whether we're streaming, whether we're checking on people through Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or what have you, we're able to establish some level of community that we didn't have before. And I think we have to be intentional about being connected spiritually, even if we're not connected physically.
Yeah, the Surgeon General said the other day, Bishop, Dr. Jerome Adams, social distancing does not mean social disengagement. To follow up on what Anthony said, because you are a good person to call in time of need, what are the best ways that we can feel connected and still maintain social distancing? I think a lot of people are struggling with that.
Well, I understand that. I think it's very important that, first of all, a lot of people are hunkered down with their families, and we don't spend a lot of time with our families, and I think it's a great time to reinstill your core values, to have some devotional or meditation during this time, to check on the people you love, whether you do it by phone or by text. We have to be intentional about readjusting our values and our priorities because we're shut down from work or what have you. But that doesn't mean that we don't have anything to do, and to take on it on this, take this opportunity as a time to engage with people intentionally that we normally don't get to spend quality time with is very important.
Bishop, as wonderful as technology is, it really is no replacement for a warm human presence, for meeting somebody in person. So you can understand why some churches are open still and why some people still want to be going to those churches, even if it means being in a group. But what's your message to those organizations and those people today?
Well, you know, every area is different. In Texas, we have a state mandate that not over 10 people be assembled together, and if they are assembled, they have to be distant. I think that we have to obey and follow the rules as they come down from our scientists, from our doctors, or from our political powers and entities. But the fact that we don't engage physically, I know that that's a loss. It's a great loss for every pastor. There's not any pastor out there that doesn't want to see his congregation. But that does not mean that we cannot express love, that we cannot maintain some level of connectivity, and then be cognizant of the fact that this is going to pass over. This is a temporary circumstance. It may be longer than we like. It may be more difficult than we like. But we have to look beyond the breach of where we are right now and remember who we are as a people.
Bishop, so many people are already feeling a financial strain from this, and I'm sure some churches are too. What impact are you seeing at this point?
Oh, yes. You know, I think across the board, it is difficult to maintain the kind of financial impact that we normally would have. And that's a problem because right now, churches really want to embrace the community. We're feeding people, we're serving people, we're reaching out to people in need, and we help to keep some sort of equilibrium in the sociological fiber of our community. If we don't have the resources to do that, that becomes difficult. But we've been very creative, and we've been able to keep it going so far. And I think many churches, both small and large, we face different types of challenges, but we have been able to keep one another going so far.
Well, Bishop, at my house, there's nobody but me, myself, and I, and I'm getting on my own damn nerves. So what do you say to people, because I know you're a loving, kind man, what do you say to people when your loved ones are getting on your nerves? How do you navigate that? As happy as we all love each other.
That's when you use distancing as an excuse to retreat into your cave and come back out when you're feeling better.
You say the coronavirus is waking us up. What do you mean by that? Waking us up how?
I think it is caused us to rethink the tribalism that's been so pervasive in our society today. How we have slipped into tribalism as it relates to politics, as it relates to race, as it relates to age. We have fought about just about everything imaginable, and now we have a common enemy. And there's nothing like a common enemy to bring about unity. And I think it's a clarion call to bring about unity amongst humanity. And also I think it's a resurgence of faith, because we cannot see, and we have to trust what we cannot see. And I think there is a resurgence and a renewal that America and around the world is being called to re-examine our values, our priority, and our faith.
You say that believing in God does not mean that you negate common sense. Why is that so important?
Oh, I think it's very, very important. Sometimes people confuse what it means to have faith, and I think, but we still have to use wisdom as well, and one does not negate the other. We can still believe God and still practice distancing. We can still have faith. We don't want to tempt faith. Jesus, during the 40 days in the wilderness, was offered by the enemy chances to tempt faith. If you're really the Son of God, throw yourself off the cliff. And that type of mentality is not very helpful during this time. So we don't need people to teach the kind of faith to the peril and the destruction of others. We want to use the kind of faith that unites us, that connects us, that builds continuity and love, not extremism.
All right, Bishop T.D. Jakes, thank you very much. We hope you'll come back and visit us when circumstances allow.
Yes, always good to see you.
I look forward to it.
We do too.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Bishop.
Have a good day.